Hey, good morning, readers. How are you doing today? All right. So first of all, owe you an apology. I am so sorry that I didn't get the read aloud done yesterday. I kind of woke up yesterday morning and in my brain, I was like, okay, I'm going to get some laundry done and I'm going to do dishes. And I started on my checklist of like things to do. And then it's Tuesday. And, we've talked about before our new routines. And Tuesday we go get groceries. So I went and got the groceries and brought them home and got them wiped down and got them put away. And then it was Senora Wallace's birthday. So we did a video chat with her and sang her happy birthday. And then we made some tacos and made some strawberry bread as a family. And it got to evening and I went, oh my gosh, I didn't do my read aloud today. So, kiddos, I'm so sorry. But I hope you have days like that. I hope you have days that you just find enjoyment and happiness and you kind of forget about your schoolwork. And it's okay. It's okay to be lost in a really good book. It's okay to do a Lego challenge. It's okay to write a letter to someone you love. I want you guys to know that. And especially like my buddy Cedar. Cedar has been showing me some learning he's been doing off of the computer, and it's been phenomenal. So I give you total permission to be creative with the ways that you're choosing to read right now and do your work. I just want to make sure that we stay connected. Okay? So I really hope I see you at the virtual meetings. I hope that I get, some occasional letters from you on Seesaw. But I wanted to apologize and I wanted to let you know that, sometimes adults make mistakes and forget about routines, and that's okay. So we were at the end of chapter 1, kind of in the universe. A lot of people responded back on Seesaw and said, we're in the universe. I could tell because there's meteors and there's stars. And not only are they in the universe, but they're kind of looking down on Earth. So they're getting ready to come onto Earth. So, chapter 2, Meg Murray, age 10. So she's a little bit older than you, kind of the age of some of your brothers and sisters, some of your cousins. So she's a little headstrong and independent. Meg Murray is curious. These are all adjectives that describe her. I want you to think about adjectives that describe you, adjectives that describe your friends, because there is an assignment coming your way next week. Remember during the school year when we would write adjectives, friendly adjectives that would describe our friends? That is totally going to be one of your assignments next week. So I want you to, log those in your brain. Independent, curious. She takes full advantage of being the daughter of 2 scientists and is always ready with an observation and a question or 2. So that's kind of setting us up. That is the description of Meg Murray. A clear sky unfolded before Meg Murray as she peered through the telescope in her attic bedroom. She knew she should go to sleep. Her 2-year-old brother would be up early the next day, weekend or not, but she couldn't resist completing one more star chart. 4 degrees southeast, Meg carefully marked another star on her paper, the pencil the pencil making a soft scraping noise. She pushed her glasses back on her nose and turned the dial on the telescope, focusing on a more distant star, then calculated its placement compared with the last. Just as she was about to lift her head, something burst into the frame. What on earth? Let's make some predictions. What is suddenly going to appear on her telescope? Exactly. Meg cried. She gasped. Oh, she grasped the telescope with both hands to follow the object. The bright light arced across the sky and was gone in a flash, just as quickly as it had appeared. Meg bolted upright, her eyes filled with excitement. Eager to share her news, she scrambled away from the window and patted down the stairs, her fuzzy lavender slippers making no noise. On the ground floor, her mother's voice made her pause at the edge of the band of warm light spilling from the kitchen. "He's so quiet, though," Dr. Kate Murray was saying. "One of the other toddlers in the playgroup are at least saying Mama and Dada by now, and some of them using full sentences." They were talking about Charles Wallace, Meg's adopted younger brother. "Now, I don't think there is any need for concern yet," Dr. Alex Murray replied. "Remember, the doctor said that every child develops on his own timeline. From the way he watches everything, it's clear he's taking it all in. He'll talk when he's ready. Besides," a coffee cup thunked down on their wooden butcher block, "he makes his desires known quite clearly." Meg could hear her father chuckling. It was true. Charles Wallace had a way of gazing at something intently and then pointedly shifting his eyes to whatever he wanted, whether it was a box of animal crackers or the abacus on the top shelf. I encourage you to figure out what an abacus is. There will be a special guest in today's morning meeting. You might want to ask this special math hero what an abacus is. "Yes, well, I was thinking," Meg's mother continued, "maybe next week we should set up an appointment with a speech therapist, just in case there's something we should be doing to encourage him further. Some tools to use." "If you'd like," Meg's father agreed, "although I still don't think it's time to hit the panic button. I've been meaning to call, but I've been so absorbed in the presentation." "Did you look over the paragraph I added?" Meg's father interrupted her excitedly. "I did. Alex, you have to remember our audience here. The scientists at NASA are not as used to qualifying something as abstract as love. They're going to have trouble swallowing that it's the key to bypassing the four dimensions." Meg eased into the hallway, poking her head around the doorframe but staying low. Her parents had been pouring their research and practicing their NASA talk for months, and the following night it would finally happen. While Meg didn't fully understand all the ins and outs and the quantum physics, she knew her parents had made a breakthrough discovery, something called a tesseract would allow people to travel through time and space in just the blink of an eye without needing a rocket ship. How cool is that? Meg's mother's eyes were crackled in worry as she leaned against the sink. "But we have to have the math to back it up," Meg's father exclaimed, gesturing wildly with his hands. "They'll have to believe us." Kate laid her hand on his arm, his skin looking paler against her light brown fingers. "And they will. Love. But we have to ease them into it." Oh, I've got to reread that with the commas a little bit better. "And they will, love. But we have to ease them into it." She picked up a piece of paper from the counter and pulled a red pen from the drawer. "Let's just move that section to later, after we've shown them the wavelength graph." His shoulders slumped. Meg's father sighed. "You're right." His eyes sparkled as he glanced up at his wife. "As always, have I told you how lucky I am to be married to you?" A smile lit up her face, and she leaned over to kiss him. "No, but feel free to show your appreciation by delivering a cup of cocoa to me in 10 minutes. She turned towards their lab, but caught sight of Meg at the doorway. "Meg!" she said with surprise. "What are you doing up? It's almost 11 o'clock." "I saw a shooting star, Mom." "Dad? From my room?" Meg bounced lightly on her toes, her curly hair flopping along with the energy all of its own. "You mean a meteor?" "Meganova?" Not Meganova. That's clever because her parents are kind of into space and science and all that. And a nova is another word for a star, so she's a mega star. You get it now, right? "You mean a meteorite, Meganova?" her father said, his blue eyes twinkling as he walked over and gave her a hug. That's great. Yeah, yeah, a meteorite. Meg rolled her eyes at him. But shooting star sounds cooler. You don't need to sound cool to be cool, her mother jumped in, unable to resist. It's what's inside that counts. Mom, I just mean it sounds more, I don't know, poetic. Kate laughed at the dreamy look on her daughter's face. Regardless, you should be in bed. I'll take her up, Alex said. Up, 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 and away. He swooped her up, even though at 10 she was almost up to his shoulders. Ee-hee! Meg squealed in delight, her father's arms locked securely around her as he carried her up the stairs to the attic. The lamp in the corner of Meg's room cast a warm glow as they ascended the last creaking step and crossed into her personal oasis. She'd been so excited when her parents agreed to let her move up here a year before and decorate it however she liked. The walls were painted in shades of light purple, and her bed was tucked directly next to the main window, her telescope squeezed in at the head. Her homework for Monday was laid out neatly on her desk, next to her pencil case. Her father lowered her to the floor as he crossed onto the plush rug surrounding her bed. Meg climbed in as he moved to the telescope and shifted it to the far wall. Let's tuck this away for the night, shall we? No more stargazing. It's time to sleep, he said. Meg smiled in answer and pulled the covers over her legs. Sweet dreams, he said, bending to kiss her forehead. Daddy? Meg's voice wavered. She cast her eyes down and fidgeted with a loose thread on her coverlet. Yes, my love? He sank onto the mattress next to her. If you figure out how to travel through with that, Tessera thingy? The Tesseract? Yeah? Are you gonna go away? Alex swept Meg into a hug. His beard tickled her forehead. Oh, my dear Meganova, he said, no matter where I go or when, I will always come back to you. He peppered her face with kisses until she squirmed away, giggling. Then, somberly, he sat back and studied her. You and your mom and Charles Wallace mean the world to me, he told her. Sometimes people have to go somewhere far away for a while, but no matter if I'm downstairs, across town, on the other side of the planet, every part of me will still love you. Never doubt that. He reached over and grabbed a piece of folded paper from the trunk that served as her bedside table. And remember what I told you when I gave you this, he said. Meg remembered. He'd given her the enfolded thing He'd given her the enfolder just before they brought Charles Wallace home to live with them. As he turned one edge down, she could see a flash of color, then two more sections unfolded in a hexagonal shape laid out in his palm. In the center, there were three C-sections met with a red and yellow heart shown, its bright colors nearly filling the paper. So you guys have seen those like fortune cookie things before where you put your fingers up in and it's like that's what he's talking about. Is he's got the little fortune thingy that you use the paper and now you see it, her father continued. He took the paper and rearranged it, folding edges over and in until the heart disappeared. And now it's not visible, but that doesn't mean it's gone. It's just enfolded. Not gone, just enfolded, Meg repeated. He reversed his movements to unfurl the heart once again, then placed the heart in her hand. Always and forever, my dear, you have my heart. Love is always there, Meg, even when you can't see it. Meg's own heart felt full of love and air, like helium had been pumped inside her, and she floated up to the ceiling at any minute. And she could float up to the ceiling at any minute. She took the paper and copied his moves, folding and refolding and unfolding to hide and show the heart. Do you understand? Her father gazed at her intently. Yes, Daddy. She beamed at him. Excellent. Now get that math whiz brain of yours some sleep in case we come home from NASA tomorrow with calculations that have them stumped again. She laughed and took her glasses off, setting them in the enfolder on the trunk next to the book she was reading. Good night, Daddy. He ran his hand over her hair, then stooped to give her one more kiss. Good night, Meg. I'll see you in the morning. Secure in his love for her, Meg had no trouble falling asleep. Visions of where that meteor could have been going and where it had come from were shooting through her hair. Through her hair. Through her head. All right, Bobcats. Chapter 3 tomorrow. The disappearance of Dr. Alex Murray. So I want you to think about that. It's giving us some thoughts, and we can make a prediction that her dad's getting ready to disappear. But we just got this beautiful speech about how he loves her so much, no matter if she can see him or not. And I definitely want you to think about that message. And I want you guys to all know that even though I can't see you right now, and I am honestly 20 miles away in the county, I definitely want you guys to know that I love you guys and I miss you so much. And I think that's just a great message to know. Like, even if your parents are super busy and they are trying to get their stuff done, just know that they totally love you too. Just like I love my kids 24/7, 365. All right? That's enough mushiness for right now, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.